Hen? There's something firm down here. I mean, something that's not him.
Not long ago, this man suddenly collapsed during a company meeting.
Nobody is being squeezed harder than me right now!
Ivan? What's happening?
Help!
911, what's your emergency?
I think my boss just blew a gasket.
The firefighters arrived.
When he went down, did he hit his head? Did he clutch his chest?
He grabbed his crotch.
Palpate the area.
Hen? There's something firm down here. I mean, something that's not him.
All right, let's check it out.
What is that?
That's my chastity belt. Yeah, some pleasures are best left delayed.
This thing was already blocking his blood flow. If it wasn't removed in time, he could lose his little buddy.
All right, there's a lock. All we need to do is get the key.
Hey, has anybody seen a key?
He swallowed it.
Why did he swallow it?
Because I made him.
Wait, and you are?
Simone, VP West Coast Sales. Also his dom. Mr. Van Pelt is my little dirt boy, isn't he?
Yes, ma'am.
With no other choice, the firefighters had to bring out a grinder. They first covered the man with a blanket, then applied petroleum jelly to protect his skin. But during the process, the man kept moving because of the pain.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Hey, Cap, he keeps moving like this. I'm gonna cut off his Van Pelt.
Simone, you think you can get him to hold still?
Nobody said you can wriggle, you filthy worm. You hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Don't move, grease pig. If you move one curly little hair on your disgusting little body, that rusty spigot of yours is gonna get chopped off like you deserve. You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The man finally stayed still. After that, everything went smoothly. In the end, they successfully removed it.
All
right, somebody get a blanket over him.
She claimed to be a faith healer, able to cure any illness through belief, but the believer in front of her suddenly collapsed. Soon, others began falling one by one. Some started dancing, some began hitting their own heads. A woman even said she saw Jesus and climbed onto the rooftop. Firefighters arrived quickly, but what they saw was total chaos. An indoor gas generator nearby suggested carbon monoxide poisoning. The captain ordered breathing gear on, shut down the generator, opened doors and windows, moved the poisoned people outside.
Oh, thank God. Are these people gonna be okay?
Yeah, I think so.
This could have been a lot worse, huh?
It's a miracle it wasn't.
I'm coming, Jesus! I'm coming! How did she get up there?
Oh, good.
Oh, God.
But on the roof, a confused woman was still swaying, shouting that she wanted to see Jesus. Buck slowly moved closer on the ladder truck. Still hallucinating, she thought Buck was Satan. Fresh air slowly cleared her mind.
Okay. Just hold still. Easy, easy, easy. Guys, I don't think it's gonna hold!
She suddenly realized she wasn't ready to meet God yet, but fear froze her. She couldn't reach out to Buck. As the standoff continued, the faith healer grabbed a loudspeaker. She told the woman Jesus was right there, that faith would save her. The woman gathered her courage and grabbed Buck's hand. In that moment, Buck went from Satan back to Jesus. Seeing her rescued, everyone finally relaxed.
Not long ago, his medical alert pendant sent an automatic alarm because he had fallen, but he looked very annoyed and said he only wore it because wife forced him to. Firefighters checked him and found high blood pressure and chest pain. They were about to take him to the hospital. Suddenly, a hand burst out of the dirt.
What the hell? Hey. Guys, let's get her up.
They quickly pulled her out. She said the last thing she remembered was drinking sweet potato soup, then she passed out. She said she felt burning and bitterness when she swallowed. They realized the soup was likely poisoned with cyanide. Clearly, he had poisoned her, then buried her alive. She completely shocked. When confronted, the old man coldly said he wanted her dead. Before the police arrived, the old man suddenly grabbed his chest. He had a heart attack and died on the spot. Even CPR couldn't save him. The old woman was filled with regret. For 42 years, she stayed by his side and never left. She should have escaped him earlier. Her life could have been so much better, but at least now, she wasn't buried with him. That's not the worst ending. This young man was beaten, black and blue, stuffed into a cart because of the cart. He calls himself the cart cop. Whenever someone doesn't return a cart, he warns them. If they ignore him, he sticks a note on their car. The note is magnetic, doesn't damage the car, isn't aggressive. But the woman thought he was being a busybody. She said if everyone returned carts, cart workers would lose their jobs. The guy said that logic made no sense. It's like saying if no one littered, street cleaners would lose their jobs.
Lady, just put the cart back. It's like what, 20 feet?
Don't you lady me, Baldy.
How about if I go through you?
Yeah, Baldy. Try it.
What are you, stupid? How obvious can a car be? Oh, jeez.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a riot at Fields Market.
They argued and blocked other cars, so someone called the police. When a real cop arrived, she was helpless too. She told the woman to return the cart, warned the guy to stop interfering, or he might get into trouble. Sadly, neither of them listened. The woman pretended to push the cart away, but when no one noticed, she pushed it toward the police car.
Son of a... I told you! Belly up in the abyss.
This only made the guy more determined to interfere. Otherwise, this behavior would only get worse. Carts could block wheelchair paths. People can be really bored. Such a small thing caused such a fierce argument. That night, something happened to the guy. Someone called the police, saying the guy looked dead inside a cart. When cops arrived, he was bruised all over and unconscious. He was treated like trash, stuffed into the cart. His magnetic notes were shoved into his mouth. The parking lot cameras were broken. The guy remembered nothing, so they couldn't identify the attacker. The only clue was a size 9 shoe print. Then the guy suddenly remembered he always wears a body camera. He uses it to film people who don't return carts and post them online for public judgment. When police watched the footage, they realized this guy was hated by almost everyone nearby. He spoke up for the cart collector, but even the worker himself hated him and didn't want to be filmed. Police brought in everyone who had conflicts with him. The cart collection worker acted very suspicious. They searched his locker and found a pair of size 9 shoes with bloodstains.
Why'd you do it, old timer? Huh? Didn't a cart cop make your job easier?
No. He was stealing it. Self-righteous weasel.
You know, if everybody cradled their carts, you'd be out of business.
I had to put my foot down.
Just like the woman said, this busybody might make him lose his job. He was arrested, and ironically, the open position of shopping cart manager ended up being given to this very guy.
Just promise me that you'll keep those carts corralled.